All right, I wanted to just share some thoughts about this Jump POW DC to AC inverter. Now, the model they sent me here is the LGE 3080. So this is a 3,000 watt inverter, and it's a pure sine wave. And what does that mean? Pure sine wave is a better way of generating AC current or from a DC source. So there's two ways you can do it. You can have a modified sine wave and you can have a pure sine wave. The pure sine wave is a much cleaner form of AC energy and AC power that doesn't really anytime the items that you plug into it are going to be a lot more reliable with a pure sine wave than a modified sine wave, because it can cause some interesting issues. I do a lot with I do quite a bit with off-grid systems, and so I like to build off-grid systems that have a combination of solar, batteries, and other devices connected to it. And immediately when I got this inverter, I really appreciated what they're doing here. So let's start with the front. We'll start with what comes in the kit. Let's start with what comes in the kit. So you have the inverter here, which is fairly big size, and it's quite beefy. It's not a lightweight unit by any stretch. So there's a lot of good tech happening under the cover. So you've got the inverter, you've got the connection cables, right? These are, what are these? 24 gauge, no, 2 gauge wire. So they're very thick cables. And it also comes with this remote control. And we'll get back into that in a second. Let's look at the front end of this unit. So it comes with 2 AC plugs. It comes with the remote. It has and a couple different USB connections here. And so you have the on, and I believe that's a reset, but I'll have to check the manual on that one. This unit also has the option of having a line, neutral, and a ground output from this one, from this. So you can so instead of having to use these AC plugs, you could hardwire loads from this connection point here. But that's something for more advanced users. But this device also on the back. Let's look on the back end here. On the back end, you've got these cooling fans, which are really important to take a look at, to be aware of. And then you also have your connectors, your connection points for your DC inputs. So you'd put it here for your positive, and then on this side for your negative lead, and then you just connect these also to your battery. I'm going to be doing another video just to show this thing in action. I've got several different projects I'm working on, and this will fit right nicely within that. But if you have an RV, or you're working on some sort of off-grid system, this is the kind of power. This will put out the kind of power that could power, for example, a refrigerator, maybe a microwave, maybe a sump pump, or some pumps, that sort of thing. You'd have to just look at the loads that you have and make sure that you don't exceed the capacity of this unit. But with 3,000 watts, I mean, you've got quite a bit of headroom there to do most of the things that you'd want to take or put up in sort of a backup scenario. Another thing that's really good about this is that it has a 9,000 watt like a peak output. So if you had a load that was surging, it had sometimes you have like a some of those like pumps and motors and stuff like that. Sometimes they have a surge power draw just to kind of get them going. This could handle that. It's not going to shut off on you. You wouldn't have to come back and reset this because of the surge. Let's talk about this remote control, because I've used several different inverters that have this feature, and I just find it so handy, because not all the time you're going to be able to place your inverter and the controls in the same place, right? Sometimes you might have to have, depending on your layout and the configuration of whatever system you're working on or working with, you've got to have them in separate places. And this allows you to have your inverter in one place and the controls for the inverter in another place. And this unit here will also show you your DC battery state of charge. It'll also show you the watts output that you're using at any one time from this unit. So it gives you a lot of information in real time about your system, your battery output, your battery capacity, that sort of thing. And I find that's amazing. And that's very, very convenient. The kit, oops, I should have shown this before, also comes with this Cat 5 cable. So the way it works is that this has a Cat 5 connection here, and you would connect that to the Cat 5 connection on the front here. So this will be the remote, and they get paired together quite nicely. I like this unit. I really do. The form factor is great. There's plenty of, they provide everything you need to kind of get started out the gate with this device. I'm going to be putting this through its paces, and I will be sharing that also here about how I find its performance. But so far, so good. I like the finish of this thing. It's got a nice color. I like the way it's got like some sort of powder coating on the outside. So this is going to last. Jump Pop, thank you for sending this over to me. I look forward to working with this unit and to putting it through its paces. And you'll be hearing more from me on this one. But so far, 2 thumbs up. Great job, guys. Great packaging. Good features here. And a great output. I mean, 3,000 watts. I mean, you can't, you can do quite a bit with something like this. I can see this being in use for guys who are using power tools on remote sites, let's say, or you got a bunch of things batteries you got to charge or whatever for your power tools if you're on a remote construction site, that sort of thing. But it's a very, very versatile unit. And I know that if you pick one up, you're going to enjoy it and get quite a few years of life out of this.